Hello and welcome back to my channel Learn with Nikhil. Here today we have taken a bit complex sum. We have to draw the front view in the direction of x. This is the side view and this is the top view. We will draw it step by step. You have to draw it front view, top view and the side view. So as I have mentioned in my earlier lectures also, we have to see the dimensions first before drawing the axis. So this is the front view. This direction will be the side view. As the side view is on the right, its projection view will be on the left. Here will be the front view. Here will be the top view. Now as we have known which side will be the views, now we will locate the distance. Around 60 millimeters will be reserved for the side view, which is 60 millimeter. For the front view, the total distance is 40 plus 20, then plus 30 plus 30. So around 120 millimeter should be reserved for the front view. So as we have located both these distances, now we can assign them the space required to draw the views. So now you can draw the axis, x-axis and y-axis. You know the procedure to draw. As you can see, I have left much space for the front view as its width is 120 millimeter. Now completing with the axis, you know the method to do it. I have taken 5 millimeter space above and below the axis so that will be the baseline to draw the views. Now as we have discussed earlier, the side view is on the right, so its view will be on the left side. Here will be the front view and below that will be the top view. Now to draw the front view, first I'll highlight the part which is visible from the front view. So this whole semicircle block, this part, this shape will be visible from the front view, which is marked in the arrow X. So this whole part is visible and we have a circle which is drilled till the end. So for drawing the front view, first we will calculate the dimensions as we have calculated earlier. 40 plus 20, that is 60. Then after that the dimension is given above. As you can see, this is 30. So 60 plus 30. Then we have a semicircle whose radius given is 30. So the radius given here is 30. So 30 will be added. So the total width will be 60 plus 30 plus 30, that will be 120 millimeters. So front view width will be 120. So drawing of the front view, 120 millimeter. But as you can see in the image, only 40 plus 20, that is 60, is touch on the baseline. The semicircular part which I am showing right now, it is not touched on the baseline. It is above the baseline. So 30 plus 30, 60 out of 120 is above the baseline. And the remaining 40 plus 20, that is 60, it is touch on the baseline. So this line 40 plus 20, I'll draw it dark. So this is the 60, 40 plus 20 which is touched on the baseline. Now as you can see, the next step, this is a straight height of 15. So 15 millimeters straight height I'll draw. It is same on both the sides. It is given on one side only. Now this total, it is not mentioned anywhere, but from the bottom you can see 15 above the semicircle starts. So I'll mark a straight line of height 15 millimeters. This is 1.5 centimeter or 15 millimeters. So this height has been drawn. Now after this 15 millimeters, we have a straight line. From this point, the straight line, it is 30 millimeters. So we will draw a straight line of 30 millimeters. $30 line is drawn. Now after that, this whole distance, as you can see, the radius of the outer semicircle is 30. So the total diameter will be 60. So height will be 60. From this point to this point, the height will be 60. So from here, the semicircle will be drawn. So from here, I'll mark a line. That will be the center line, taking parallel to the axis. Draw a light line. It will be of 60. I'll consider the center point, that will be at 30. So from that center point, I'll draw a semicircle of radius 30. That will be the outer semicircle. So as we have taken the 120 mm width actual, we can see the semicircle touches the axis exactly. After completing the semicircle, there is a straight line again of 30 from the top. You can see this width is 30 and it is further extended 30. So total of 60. We will mark a straight line. First draw a light line, then you can take proper dimension and mark a line of 60 millimeter. Now next we will draw a circle with diameter given is 30. So on compass we'll take radius of 15 millimeters and we will draw a circle considering the same center point from which we have drawn the outer semicircle. The circle of diameter 30 millimeters. Now the remaining part of the front view, we will draw it later after drawing the top view and the side view, as the other dimensions are not mentioned. So we will draw with the top view. For that, we will take down the projections. We will draw it simultaneously with the top view. You can draw the figures as you want if you are not able to locate the dimensions. I'll just highlight the top view part. So this is the top view. The slant part from the top view will look like a rectangle. The slant part will only look like slant from the front view. Now the top view height will be 60, which is given. For marking that, the total height is 16. As you can see, you have to draw a center. The 16 part is given. There is a slit of 16 millimeter. So I'll take the center point of 60, that is 30, and through that center point I'll take 0.8 and 0.8 below, or 8 mm above, 8 mm below. So through the center point, 8 mm above, 8 mm below, the total gap will be 16 millimeters. So with this you got the other dimension. This 2 dimension you got it from the 16 part. Now this line, the projection is from the front view. It is of 40 plus 20, that is 60. It is extended 60. This part line is 60. Now after this, there are two boxes, or it is on both the sides, and you have a center rectangular box of 30. So I'll take a center point, and through that center point or line we will draw the rectangular shape of thickness 30. So this thickness 30 we have to take at the center. So through the center point we can mark the 30 distance. So from this center line, 15 millimeters above and 15 millimeters below, this total height will be 30. Now we have got this rectangular two boxes dimension through the center part 30. So this, as you can see, the rectangular shape part is getting generated. So as you can see, there is a 20 millimeter thickness from the 30 millimeter end. So from that we will mark a point 20 millimeters. So this is that part, 20 millimeters. From that we will take the projections from the front view to the top view. Now as you can see, the rectangular center part is extended till 20 and it is extended further, but right now we will extend it till 20. And the rectangular parts, the lines are drawn. Now this cut part, it has a depth of 20 and its thickness is 16. So from here we can draw the depth of 20 millimeter and the thickness we have already taken, that is 16. So we got the cut part. Now this height is not mentioned earlier. We will take it as 10 millimeters. So I'll write it 10 millimeters, and from the top line we will mark a point 10 millimeters and draw a line. So from here 10 millimeters, that is 1 centimeter. Joining these 2 points will give you the line of width 20. Now after that, as you can see from the front side, you get the slant line after joining this. And the extended part, you can get it from the slant line. So how much to extend this part depends upon the slant line. So this is the whole curve which we got through the front view. Joining this will complete with the front view. Now the slit part projection we will take to the top view, and through that we will get to know the extension of this rectangular part till where it is. So through the front view extension to the top view, we'll be able to decide the rectangular part total length. Joining these lines, and we have done with the top view. Now to draw the side view, you know the procedure. We have to take a 45-degree angle line, then take all the projections from the top view to the 45-degree angle line, and then from the 45-degree angle line we will project it upwards, and all the projections from the front view you have to take it to the side view. Now after taking all the projections from the front view and the top view, we will draw the side view. Now from this direction is the side view. So as you can see, we have two rectangles starting from the side view that has been already been drawn in the top view. So we will take their projection. These are the two rectangles at the side view. So through this projections from the top view, we will mark the point in the side view. So this is the rectangle, this line, and this line is the projection from the top view which we have taken. So this line is the rectangle, second rectangle. Now the height of the rectangle is projected from the front view, as you can see. Now drawing those rectangles in the side view, we don't have to take again all the dimensions. We have to just locate the projection lines. So this is the first rectangle and this is the second one. So these two rectangles has been drawn. Now next, this slant line from the side view will look like a rectangle, and the projection is taken from the front view. This height is through this projection line. So we will draw a straight line. This slant line will look like a straight line through the side view. This second slant line will also look like a straight from the side view. Now these two lines, the width has been taken from the top view, as you can see. Till here we will extend the line from both the sides. This is this line and this line extension. The projection has been taken from the top view, and these two lines are drawn. Now next, this rectangular part, the projection has been taken from the front view, this rectangular part. So extending it upwards, as you can see, this rectangular box width is 30, that has been taken from the top view, and height has been taken from the front view. Now next, we will draw this slit. The dimensions of this slit has been taken from the top view. So this slit, first we will project from the top view to the front view. The width, that is 20. This 20 width will be projected in the front view, and after its projection from the front view, we will take it to the side view. So with this, we will know what is the length on the slant line. So slant line projection is this point, and we have projected the line to the side view, and through that we will be able to know what is the height of the slit. As the height is not given, the width is given. Now next step, we have almost done with the side view. Now we will draw the hidden views. Now as you can see, this circle is hidden in this rectangular part. So taking its projection to the top view, from the top view this circle is hidden. So we are drawing the dotted lines. Also we will draw the center line of the circle, that is big gap, small line, gap, big line. After that, the slit part, this is also hidden in the front view. So we will draw that dotted line. Now this circle is also hidden in the side view as well. So from the side view, we will take the projections from the front view to the side view of the circle. So this is the projection from the front view. Here we have the circle. So we will draw dotted lines, that is the hidden lines. As it is totally drilled in that rectangular part, from the top view we have taken the projections of the rectangular part, and from the front view we have taken projections of the circle. Next, drawing of the center circle line. As you already know, the circle center line, and we also have to draw its center line passing through its view. Now the last step is marking the dimensions. Whatever dimensions are given in the question should be marked in all the views. You should not repeat the dimensions. If you are marking the circle dimension here, then you don't have to mark in its projection. For proper dimensioning technique, visit my video lecture where I have shown the different ways of writing the dimensions to the figures. The dimension should be proper, as in exam you have around 20% of the marks allocated for proper dimensioning. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to my channel. See you in the next lecture.